Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another Ben 10 Ultimate Alien reaction for you guys. This is Season 2, Episode 4 of the show. Of course, I will not know the title until I get into the episode. Now, let's be honest, the beginning of this season, the first 3 episodes have been interesting. They're not great episodes. Now, I feel like the premiere of this season with Eunice, which of course was the Unimatrix or whatever, basically the one device versus the Omnitrix or whatever, that was all, or essentially, the idea of that, but it was like a singular DNA. It took Gwen's DNA and all that, because I felt like that episode was interesting. It's like, okay, cool, all right. But then 2 and 3, at least last week's episode was better than episode 2. I don't know what's going on. I literally saw Darren, who's been on my Ben 10 live streams before, say the season 3 curse, because some people consider this season 3 or whatever. In the way I'm structuring it, season 2, but whatever. It's the season 3 curse, but it's like, I don't know what's going on, like, because we had such a crazy, insane 20 episode start of Ultimate Alien, and now we've hit this part where it's like, these episodes are, I don't know what to think. So let's just dive in. Let's see what happens, guys. I can definitely tell this has definitely been a shift in terms of you guys watching, because the viewership has dropped drastically on these episodes since we started this new season after the arc ended with, of course, Ultimate Kevin, or another version of Ultimate Kevin again, and all the mayhem towards the end of that season. The views have definitely dipped since we started this new season. So we'll see what happens in this episode. I'm not really sure, guys, but let's dive in. Let's check it out. Let's go.
I would never question your wisdom, Master.
But
The weapon our soldiers found.
what's behind this door is the salvation of my kingdom. This was a beautiful country once.
What is going
Years
on?
of rebel defiance has sullied that beauty.
Okay.
Ask yourself, should
What the
I
hell's going on
continue
here?
to see Zarkovia live in fear?
Surely my eldest son hasn't forgotten who rules the great
so
nation of
confused.
Zarkovia.
I work only for your glory, Father.
Did you
Bullshit.
truly think?
What is behind the door? Oh my god. Okay. Interesting. All this build, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Dr. Viktor. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I think there was like a name drop of Dr. Viktor, I think in last season or something. There was like a name drop, I think it was. Yeah, so, okay. I'm intrigued.
All of our enemies will bow down before me. Before you.
Yeah, before me.
You will be king someday, my son.
Zarkovia.
Viktor goes to spoils.
You are
Okay, that's good, that's
evil
good.
old man.
But so we spent a good portion of this episode already with these characters.
I wouldn't mind. But Gwen can teleport us with her magic. It makes her tired.
Mm.
It does not.
Yeah, it does.
And cranky.
You make me cranky.
We're going in and taking that weapon off the table. Sounds like a job for the UN, Dr. Viktor. Huh.
Oh, so everyone's up to speed. There's no question. Okay. Jet Ray? Maybe not.
Going for jet ray, but
Oh, I was right. Okay, he's going for Jet Ray. Okay. He's still falling. Oh. Ultimate.
Ultimate echo, echo.
That's awesome. A little too close.
I'm Gwen. This is Kevin.
Consider yourself prisoners of the monarchy of Zarkovia.
I can explain very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly,
You
go.
rebels will not find the Zarkovian forces wanting. Father, you're in no condition to attend to the affairs of state.
Mm.
Ready to usurp me, son?
Your son's the guy trying to take over? I
Yes.
thought it was the rebels.
He's an ass.
The list of those who would have this throne. Gila blames me for her death.
So what do you want us to do? Taking care of Dr. Viktor.
Quite so.
Security grid.
Mmm. Good thinking, Gwen. Oh, I thought he was unthawed, was being some reveal or whatever, but nope.
When I dumped him in the null void, he was still alive. Seriously.
Mmm. Sure. It ain't nothing. The soldiers are kind of weird, too. Ooh. Well, that sucks.
Gwen, take out the zombie's head pieces.
Oh, he's awake. Okay, that's a cool shot. That's cool. Yeah, sometimes it's not gonna be easy. You're supposed to platform over on him. Oh shit. Ultimate. Fire so hot it freezes, or whatever the phrase was. Hey, who's gonna fight back? Yeah. Okay. Like, wait, what? Okay, I was confused.
King Zarian? The prince...
Usurped my throne.
She can get out, I'm assuming. Yeah. You could let them out. Okay, thank you, you are. Wait.
I don't understand.
Once you hear what I've done, you'll thank me for leaving you here. Feeble am I? My time has passed, has it?
Is he trying to transfer their powers to him? Yeah. Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Trying to get more power, clearly.
Stay back!
He's gone.
Really?
A formality.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh shit. Damn.
Nothing's impossible. You thought I was weak? Did I come soft on the rebels?
It's getting
when I
weird.
was Biding my time. You were never a match for your father.
Gila.
What the hell's going on? Just caught it. Throw it.
I'm fresh out of tanks, Your Hiney, but I am bringing the heat.
Damn. It's cool to see Heat Blast.
You're running
That's crazy.
out of allies.
Good dodging. Wild Mutt and Heat Blast in the same episode. What's going on? Oh, ooh.
This is for shooting me in the back.
Ooh.
If King Victor's a bad guy, who are we here to help?
I don't know. The rebels?
How do we know they're better than anyone else? Dr. Victor's an alien?
But King Victor is the rightful monarch of Zarkovia.
Hang him. Then set my cyborgs loose to do their work.
Thanks. So I thought I'd leave it up to you to pick sides.
I will be free, and I will
Sure.
regain my throne.
There you have it, guys. Another weird episode of Ultimate Alien. But I will say, though, I think the Dr. Victor involvement was interesting. Now, the way it was used in terms of, like, involving this storyline with Zarkovia or whatever, like this prince and king, and it just felt like they didn't know what to do in order to bring Dr. Victor in because he was used as a weapon, essentially. And of course, and the king eventually gets his mind or something within Dr. Victor, so now he is the monster or whatever. I don't know. Also, this episode gave us two classic aliens in this episode out of nowhere. We had a Wild Mutt random cameo as the king is siphoning through the Ultimatrix, and then Ben turns into Heat Blast. I don't know. It was just like kind of strange. Like I love it, but at the same time, why is there randomly Wild Mutt and Heat Blast in this episode? It just came out of nowhere. It just felt like, all right, because it made more sense when we had young Ben, when we had classic Ben in Ultimate Alien last season. That made sense to see those classic aliens because that's the only thing classic Ben can turn into. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're siphoning through, and all of a sudden, here's Wild Mutt for a brief second, and then here's Heat Blast actually fighting Dr. Victor. Well, the king is Dr. Victor. I don't know. Here's the thing. I would love to ask the creators of the franchise, you know, the group of them, also the writer of this episode, and go, so what was your thinking of creating a Zarkovia? I don't think it's actually a real place. I don't think it is. And then create a prince and king dynamic and spend a good portion of this episode like just dealing with their characters. And having Dr. Victor, like, it just, I don't know. Then again, I could ask that for a lot of things they've done in this show in terms of like, what was your thinking behind this? Because it just felt like we don't know what to do to how to get Dr. Victor. Because we know Dr. Victor was somehow involved because they even addressed it actually in this episode in terms of like, it's like, I wonder what happened to him. And Kevin says that, and they turned him. It's like, look, when I put him in the null void, he was alive. I didn't do this to him. I didn't put him in a frozen block ice. But who did? I guess it doesn't matter. So they did address the fact that Kevin did have some involvement with Dr. Victor off screen, and it was addressed and referenced in Ultimate Alien Season 1. And then it was, you know, brought up here for a brief moment. I don't know, it just felt weird to have Ben, Kevin, and Gwen interfere with a kind of civil war that's going on or in this I don't know, just felt weird. And the fact is too, it's like you had all these robotic, I guess you had to find like just an expendable army that Ben, Kevin, and Gwen could fight. So you have like these mind controlled guys with like robots with like these gun arms and like these robotic heads or whatever, kind of like they're like a version of RoboCop in a sense, kind of, and under control and shit. And not really get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just kind of a strange thing. Like because I feel like there's different ways they could have approached having Dr. Viktor, like having that character be brought back. But now the king is inside Dr. Viktor. Now he's like, you know, in rock formation now, so he can't move and shit, and he's threatening to come back. Maybe he will come back. I don't know. Really don't feel like we need to get back into this involvement again, because I think Ben made the right decision. Because I honestly thought the way they were kind of going with the episode at the end, they're not going to make a decision. They're just going to hightail out of there. Like, how do we go about stopping the resistance or the uprising or whatever in terms of like the political shit of what's going on in this war? How do they handle it? I'm like, are they going to make it to where they just leave and they make a decision? So, but they do make a decision. They destroy the devices, then the people have their free will again, like the actual army that was kind of following the prince. It was weird. So with Dr. Viktor making that threat, the king, I kept saying Dr. Viktor, but the king making that reference about, you know, you've made a great enemy today. Which, by the way, I finally recognized that the actor who was voicing him. Like, that voice sounds so familiar. But then I was like, oh, okay, because he's been in a lot of stuff. Who voiced the king? But yeah, it just we don't need to see these characters again, in my opinion. We don't need to see things like this prince and the king. I just don't. I feel like we will because it's Dr. Viktor, but we really don't need to, in my opinion. It's like, it's not necessary. It felt kind of just out of nowhere. But they brought Dr. Viktor, and that's the only thing that I think that was interesting about everything else, because like they spent a really big portion of this episode in the opening and after the intro to explain these characters, like the prince and this kind of. Let's play more of the voice talent here at the end here. I think it's Fritz or something. Fritz, yeah, Fritz or whatever, and it's like in the print, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. I mean, this episode was just bizarre, like the other ones have been kind of so far this season. And I'm wondering, like, when is this going to shift? When are we going to start getting some better episodes? I'm not saying this episode was bad, but like, just didn't need these characters. Just didn't need this Fritz or this king or the prince. It just felt random. Just felt random out of nowhere, like we didn't need it. That's just me. But anyways, I'm gonna talk. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I mean, I just don't know what else to say at this point because, still love Ben 10. No worries. Just I'm tired as well, so that's not really helping. But you know, it's kind of hoping for a better episode. But the Dr. Viktor angle, at least, hey, they did that. But you know, everything else, take her to leave it really at this point. But anyways, I'm gonna go. Hope you guys enjoyed this very short review to straight to the point. It was fine. We got to see some ultimates, right? We got to see ultimate Big Chill, ultimate Echo. That was some cool stuff to see those out because that's one thing I've kind of noticed, that ultimate alien. There's not a lot of ultimates happening around a lot, it seems. So we had 2 in this episode, so it's a win, I guess, for this episode in terms of having ultimate aliens in Ultimate Alien. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you soon. Peace out.